Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. It's just a response to the Doha Debates, and I'd like to first and foremost congratulate Shaikh Yassir Qadhi and Sister Thureya for winning the debate. And I will say why they won the debate. First and foremost, there's two parts that are very important here in this debate. Who is speaking and who the audience is in this debate. Let's deal with the audience first. And I want you to pay attention, go over the debate again. Most of the audience claim, or whoever is speaking from the audience, they got, the Shaikh Yassir and everyone else was drilled by the audience at some point. But they all claim that they're educated. Now, if you claim you're educated, when you make that claim, that means that you will substantiate a stance that you take based on certain proof. Okay? So you come from certain rational proof, certain explanations, certain things that you believe. You won't contradict yourself. Now, it seems that most people in the audience voted for the motion, which was, Muslim women should be able to marry whomever they want to, whether they're lesbian women, whether they marry non-Muslim men, or it can extend to whatever, animals, and I don't know. I mean, it happens in the West and many other places that people, will not marry animals, but I mean, you know what I mean. So let's leave it at that. Now, the claim was not substantiated by anything except emotional appeal and maybe a response to a faulty attack or a faulty accusation of lack of mind. Because let's deal with Azra Namani first. She started the debate, she laid the foundation for the debate, saying that tonight you'll hear the theological arguments which lay the blocks in the path of Muslim women right away from the start. She pretty much handicapped Shaikh Yassir Qadhi's side because he was introduced as a Muslim cleric. So people are saying, oh, this guy's a Muslim cleric. She's telling us today, tonight we're going to hear about theological debates. He's a Muslim cleric, theological debates, Muslim cleric. So he's probably going to tell us about, this guy's probably, beating his wife at home. He's probably just shouting all the time. He's probably just, locking his wife in the kitchen all the time and just making her children. Because that's what Muslim men do to women, right? That's what CBC tells us, and BBC and DEC and all the CCs that are out there, and Fox News and whatnot. That's what we know, and we believe those for sure because we're educated people. Remember, we take proof only. And the TV is the best proof you could ever imagine. It's all the encyclopedias put together and all the knowledge of the world put in one screen. So let's analyze that. So she started from that moment. She right away handicapped Shaikh Yassir Qadhi. Not to talk about the emotional appeals that she made. Shaikh Yassir's understanding of Islam. This is your theology. This is your understanding, your interpretation. The evasion of topic, the red herrings. Oh, Muslim women being beaten, Quran, 4 verse 34. So, she starts quoting things and talking about things when she has no clue about what she's talking. But people, how can you discuss or rebuttal an issue of, the issue of, for example, wife beating that she was talking about, right? How can you even, deal with that in 120 seconds? But she was very smart. She was doing this, maybe subconsciously she came up with this technique, or she planned it out, Allah knows best. But right away she won most of the audience. Even though they're claiming that they're intellectuals, they fell for an emotional trap. And in debate tactics is a cheap shot called emotional appeal. Oh, you having me an auntie who's going to come to your wedding. All these Muslim people, this interpretation of the scriptures, they want you to be, they think you don't have a mind. You can't use your mind. So girls stand up, no sleeves, no hijab, nothing. Yeah, I'm educated. I was educated in Islam. Where are the signs of education in Islam? Where is your proof or your argument coming from Islam? Another person comes and stands up, correct me if I'm wrong, it isn't Quran, Sunnah, and then he starts questioning Shaykh Yassir on the issue of ijma, when no one in that room probably knows what ijma is except Shaykh Yassir Qadhi. So it was interesting to see that how the audience fell for that trap from the beginning, and it was like, how can you deal with it? And Sheikh Yassir Qadhi, I commend him, and I congratulate him. He kept his composure and he stuck to a very simple argument. And please look again at the debate. He said, if you're Muslim, which means submitting to the will of your Creator, and it's very clear what your Creator says in the Quran. And it's very clear what it says in the Hadith, and it's very clear what the consensus of the scholars is, that no, you will not marry whoever you want. You can marry whoever you want within these boundaries. You can choose any practicing Muslim man, and this is what Shaykh Yassir Qadhi is making a point, that there's many cultural influences. Many people have used the name of Islam to limit the rights of women, and he was arguing for the issue that women should have these rights to choose whoever they want within the boundaries of Islam. Meaning you're not going to choose a non-Muslim man. You're not going to choose another woman. You're not going to go and choose, I don't know what else, 10 years from now, what else is going to be legal in the world to marry. Because this is what Islam is. So don't call yourself a Muslim and come from an Islamic point of view in terms of argument and talk about interpretation of scriptures when you're in no position qualified to do that, and then claim that, oh, Islam is this, Islam is that. Simple argument, very rational argument, substantiated, that Shaykh Yassir Qadhi stood by till the end. And I congratulate him on that. It was very, very wise. Number one, that he did not quote from the Quran and Sunnah, because if he would have done that, again, people would be like, oh yeah, she talked about theological blocks at the beginning, and this guy's talking about theology right now and quoting to us. Or as a Muslim, as an educated Muslim, I can't take that. Do you see the contradiction? Most people there claim that they're Muslim and educated under Islam, yet they contradict themselves. They're questioning basic principles of Islam, which are never questioned before, never agreed upon. So again, it shows how educated they were. Not to attack them or anything like that. This is just, look at the debate. I'm not coming here and trying to use the same thing that Azra was using. Muhammad Habash, as Shaykh Yassir Qadhi called him upon, I don't think he knew where he was standing. He talked about if someone accepts the Prophet of Prophet Muhammad, it's okay even if he's Christian. If he respects and he believes that he's a prophet, how can you be a Christian and you accept the Prophet of Muhammad? You're not a Christian anymore, because the Prophet Muhammad said Jesus is not God. Jesus did not die for your sins. The Bible is not 100% the word of God, or it's been corrupted. Many other things that Shaykh Yassir Qadhi called him upon. He said this guy would be a Muslim then. And then Muhammad Habash changed his opinion later on, and who knows where he was standing at the end. Sister Thuraya, I think she did a good job coming from a psychological perspective, even though Shaykh Yassir said in his article that she came kind of from like my mother knows best point of view. I think she did a good job, because just like in Sharia and psychology, the argument that she was coming from, it's based on the generality, not on the exception, right? Yes, there are some women there who will make their choice based on certain proper choices, and men as well. That like this debate does not restrict women, and they did restrict to women, which again amplified the sensitivity of the debate, because a man within Islam cannot marry whomever he wants, cannot marry another woman or whatever. So Sister Thuraya, she went based on the generality, just like in the Sharia. Just because a person can keep their composure when they drink alcohol doesn't mean they're allowed to drink alcohol. No, it's based on the generality. Most people cannot handle it. Same with the issue what she was talking about. Most young people, when they make a choice, they'll make a choice, not fully, but it will be influenced greatly by physical attraction, by infatuation, and so on and so forth. Sometimes that blinds them from making the right choice. She was arguing that people have experienced life with more wisdom, okay, sometimes will be able to help their children to make the right choice. That's where it comes in, the mother knows best. She doesn't know best all the time, but she has certain experiences. She can point things out to her daughter, to her son, that he might be blinded to. And this is a general thing. There might be exceptions, but it's a general consensus in human nature that is substantiated by psychology and by research and by just human nature. Just think about it. I think she did a great job. Shaykh Yassir Qadhi did a great job. The audience failed at picking the right choice, which shows that they're not very educated. And if they were educated, they're very easily emotionally swayed. The tactics that were used by the people who were for the motion were cheap tactics, cheap debate tactics of emotional appeal, evading the topic, red herring, and many other things that, from the beginning, assassinating the other side, and so on and so forth. But again, I think the debate clearly for any rational person was won by Shaikh Yassir Qadhi's side.